Nice. So, not today, not that way so much, and appreciate the fans that came to be out there too. And I see two of your associates out there right now on the field that were wearing sport coats. I think they stayed that way the whole practice, so they'd deserve a medal, or maybe they need to get their brains checked. But anyway, it's a little chilly out there. So, spring football is a really important phase for our team. I think everything we do has purpose, certainly, and spring ball is an important phase. It's a enjoyable phase from the coaching standpoint, just to see guys, get a little bit measurement in terms of what kind of improvement they've had and what kind of growth they're showing. We finished up the season last year. You come back in January in a big training period, so it's fun to be able to get on the field and just see, how guys are growing, how they're improving, and it's always kind of fun and really gives us a chance to evaluate not only how their football skills are going, what their attitude is and their work ethic, those types of things, ability to concentrate. And one thing I've always enjoyed about spring practice, it's pure football. We're not game planning. We're not in a rush to get to Saturday. So that part's really nice. It's really deliberate. You're teaching football, and then there's a lot of good meeting time in between workouts, more so than even in August. So it's probably the purest opportunity to get guys to learn. It's just fun to see how they respond, how they improve, and we're hardly a finished product right now, but I think we have improved. And I think the last couple of weeks we're seeing things. Sometimes it's just little things on film, but things that maybe give you some indication that the player's catching on from something maybe they weren't doing well the 2 weeks before that, or even 1 week before that. So, seen plenty of those things. And again, it's more probably about the individual growth of a guy, not so much a cohesive thing. You always have a fair amount of guys that aren't practicing in the spring because of injuries, surgeries they may have had in January, that type of thing. It just seems to be par for the course. So, you got that going on, but even the guys that weren't practicing, there's still an opportunity to get better and improve. And, I always go back to the Brian Balaga, illustration, if you would, his first year. We didn't play him in our first game. We were up in Soldier Field. Then we were going to start in the next year. He had a shoulder. Next week he had a shoulder injury. That's 3 or 4 weeks, and then I remember distinctly he came back. It was on a Tuesday, and he made a blitz pickup. Really impressive for a kid who's a true freshman and wasn't practicing, but it just told me that he's really paying attention. So I always use that illustration to our players. They can be getting better and they can be improving if they are paying attention and taking the coaching that other guys are getting. So. Those are the things that are going on right now. We are a new team. There's no question about that, and got a lot of work to do, a lot of leadership, big leadership void to fill, and then obviously lost some really good players in that. We're going to see that this week with the draft coming up. Certainly wish all the guys the best. Riley Moss was just out there talking to him about it. So, that's a reminder, too, of the leadership that we've graduated, the quality of players that we're graduating, and, that's the thing we're trying to work on right now, and just the chemistry. But those are the things. Spring ball is a big part of that. It's been fun to watch the newcomers, the 11 guys that joined us, 2 guys out of high school, and then everybody else, obviously a little bit older. So interesting to see how they filled in. Some of the new guys coming up that are going to be filling the voids, see how they progress, and the areas where we were young last year. So some of the guys, I think about a guy like Logan Jones, or I think Nick DeYoung, who's, they're relatively young as players, the kind of improvement and confidence that they've got now compared to maybe a year ago. So that's, a lot of moving parts, but, it's been good. One real positive I can give you, I thought about this morning. Last year at this time, I don't know if we've seen a worse place kicking exhibition over the course of the spring, and now this spring it's just been the flip. Both those guys have done a great job. Drew really played well for us, and Aaron's had a really good spring too. So all of a sudden a year ago, had 2 guys, weren't sure if we had anybody, and now we got 2 guys that are really performing nicely. So